A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the fourth edition of Sports Tonight for the week. It's a very beautiful Monday night, and we're here to update you in our usual way with the latest in the world of sports. My name is Tony Ibiche. I'd like to start by saying a very big thank you to you for joining us, and also ask you to stay with us for the next 45 minutes. That Sports Tonight will be coming your way this Monday, and enjoy every bit of what we've put together for you tonight. So thank you once again, and welcome to the show. I'm not alone. Starting off the show with me tonight, I have Kunle Phillips and of course Toby Adepoju. Together we will be starting off Sports Tonight this Monday, and then later on the show, Yemi Adebayo will be joining me, will be joining us, and we'll be taking a look at some other issues that we will talk about as we go along on the show this Monday night. So let me welcome quickly to Sports Tonight my guest, starting off the show with me, the first 11. Our team is good. First 11 as good as the second 11. Kunle Phillips, Toby Adepoju. Guys, good to have you guys around on Sports Tonight this Monday.
Yeah, good evening, Tony. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good evening. Good to be here. Toby, I mean, it was a good weekend for you. Nigerian teams are back. On the continent. It was a tough one.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
Tricky one, dicey one.
A mixed feeling also because the results look tricky for both teams.
Yeah.
Iba conceded, yes, Pillars good one as coming on the road, losing. I could not remember the last time the Nigerian team won on the road on continent. I think Sunshine Stars in Tunis, about 2 years back. But I think we can still build on this and also reach the next round.
All right, we'll talk about that later on as we go along on Sports Tonight this Monday. We will talk about our teams on the continent, how well they performed, the results they got, and what are the chances going forward. We'll shed more light on that. This weekend, the Nigerian National League is starting. Well, let me change the way I've coined it. It's supposed to start this weekend, but there's something new coming up. Captains of clubs in the Nigerian National League are threatening because there's an issue that is still unresolved. We will talk about it as we go along on Sports Tonight as well this Monday. What is the situation around the 2010 Arbitration Award given by the Nigerian Football Federation to some players to get their monies? How does that affect what we have in 2014? We'll talk about it as we go along on the program tonight. We will also talk about the girls. Our under-17 girls were in Ghana over the weekend. They won, they saw, they conquered. We'll give you all the lowdown on all of that as we go along as well on Sports Tonight. Later on, we'll make a switch. Yemi Adebayo will come in and will be joining us. We will substitute someone in this starting 11, and then will join us. We'll talk shooting on the program tonight. Not Shooting Star Sports Club of Ibadan. We'll talk shooting as a sport. I mean, you are good with this one, we'll talk about it on the program, and you can channel your energies in an appropriate way, in a sporting way, in a way that will bring honor, laurels to Nigeria. We're talking about shooting. We'll talk about it later on. Yemi Adebayo will be giving us a lowdown on all of that as well. And there's something interesting. Medical doctors will be dropping their coats, the lab coats, stethoscopes and everything, and they'll be getting onto the pitch. What are they going to be doing on the pitch? Is medical doctors games in New York. We'll give you a lowdown on all of that as well as we go along on Sports Tonight. And of course, tomorrow we have fixtures in the English Premier League. On Wednesday we have fixtures. We will list up the show with some highlights from what happened over the weekend, and of course all of that as well as we go along. But we would like to start the show. Our usual style is to tell you that Sports Tonight is interactive. We like for you to interact with us. We like for you to be a part of what that we're doing. We want you to go on to the platforms that you already know with us on Sports Tonight, our Facebook page, our Twitter handles. They'll be shown on your screen in a moment from now. We want you to take advantage of the opportunities you have to be a part of what we're doing on Sports Tonight. Go on to those platforms that you are seeing on your screen, on Facebook, on Twitter. Please go on, be active. Tell us what you feel about some of the issues we've talked about. We're giving you an outline of what we'll be doing on the program tonight. Please go on to those platforms you see on your screen and get busy with us on Sports Tonight. That's your own part. You are the fourth person with us on set tonight, and you are a very important person at that. So please go on to those platforms and take advantage of all of those things. Talk to us. We will read your comments real time as we go along on Sports Tonight this Monday. All right, so without wasting any more time, let's go quickly and tackle our issues one after the other. Where are we starting from? Gentlemen, something interesting. Let's before we talk about Nigerian clubs on the continent and the league and all of that, let's start from Abuja. Abuja, the seat of power, Abuja. Let's start from what concerns us in sports. The Abuja National Stadium is our concern in sports. And for those of you who have been following, just a couple of months ago, remember that the stadium was in such a terrible state.
Yep, absolutely.
And it needed about 100 million naira to regrass the pitch. Even after the regrassing, a few people are still complaining about the quality of the pitch. Is sandy and there still is a lot of work to be done on it. But guess what? What you are seeing on your screen is the latest around the Abuja National Stadium. For your information, Abuja National Stadium now has been closed to sports, but open to entertainment.
I think
there's a musical concert that's going to be coming up to mark 100 years of Nigeria as a nation, and it will be taking place right on the pitch. There's no problem with having concerts
inside the stadium,
but on the pitch, if you want to have it on the pitch, you need a protective layer on that pitch to protect the grass. But this one is direct, heavy-duty equipment right there on the grass.
Yeah, I tell you, this is very, very appalling. I think we both saw this pitch during the preseason tournament of the LMC, which, some of the players complain about the grass also, but we have been hoping to see Super Eagles return back to Abuja playing on this stuff, but it is very, very appalling at this level of football, at this level in this country to host, such, thing on the pitch. The pitch we should really protect, to host, football game at the highest level. I don't think this is acceptable to sport.
I think one of the things that actually affected the national stadium here in Lagos is a thing of this nature. Having events and being staged in that stadium really has affected not football.
I'm bringing heavy duty equipment right on the grass.
Absolutely, it's had an adverse effect on the grass, and right now we are not the national stadium Lagos State is abandoned. Right now, and it's sad because they expend a lot of money in bringing this stadium back. This is a stadium that we all love to watch football from. It's one of the few stadiums with natural grass in Nigeria. And look at what is happening right now. I don't know whether some people are not just thinking and they just take some kind of decisions. When the event is being hosted in that same grass, you're going to need some other huge sum of cash again to actually put it back into good shape. This is a wrong move towards the wrong direction.
Anyway, our man in Abuja did a good job for us, keeping track with all of that, and he caught up with a few sports journalists who expressed the same sentiments that Kunle and Toby have expressed on the show. Yes, if you want to have a concert at the National Stadium, go ahead, but protect the grass. Let's listen to Victor Irele, former chairman of Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, Abuja chapter, and of course, Eziocha Unze, another sports journalist. They expressed their views to Lucky Saturday in Abuja. We'll listen to them, we'll come back for more.
Well, I think it's unfortunate. The National Stadium pitch was just regrassed around November, December last year at the cost of 96.6 million naira. And 3 months after we are having a construction going on because of the centenary celebration, I think it's not fair. That stadium has been closed, and the implication is that after this again, we are going to regrass or we are going to work on it, and some millions will also be spent once again. So I don't know why we like leakages, or if you like, why we like spending money the way we do. I don't think it's the right thing to do. There are other avenues we could have used to do the musical shows or whatever we want to hold in that stadium, beyond just having to build anything right on the pitch there. I think the velodrome would have also served. If we can't use the velodrome, we can also look at some other areas that could serve the purpose. Are we saying that we expect to get 60,000 Nigerians into that stadium for whatever festival we want to do? I doubt the possibility. If it's not a football match, you can bet that you can never get 60,000 capacity, no matter what you are doing in that stadium. And then building something on that pitch is just sheer waste of taxpayers' resources, and it's most unfortunate.
The implication is very clear. The stadium has been closed down once more after spending over 96 million naira to bring it back to the form it is now. This is just a stadium that was reopened, so to say, in November. Even though they said that Julius Berger that reconstructed it still has 6 months maintenance contract, which in the next 1 or 2 months it will run out. Scattering the stadium again in the name of 1 or 2 days to use it for 1 or 2 days for the centenary is a very big blow to sports. We know that very soon our national teams will go to camp to prepare for the World Cup, and this is exactly the stadium they use to train. Well, we also know what it took the National Sports Commission to bring this stadium to this level it is now. Even in November when it was opened, it was a write-off. It got a lot of criticisms before they started maintaining it for it to come to this stage. Now taking it back to the stage it was before it was renovated is a very big blow to football. It's a very bad way of spending money. We should have channeled the money that will be used to start reconstructing it to other avenues. Come to look at it, if you come to the stadium, you will see so many spaces. The velodrome is there. The 2 practicing pitches at the stadium, they are large and big enough to hold any event for the centenary. It is unfortunate that the federal government decided to scatter the stadium so that to take it back to the form it was when we were all lamenting.
Well, that's is a chance. It's telling us that the federal government is scattering the stadium. Well, it's really lamentable, unfortunate. But I hope that somebody is listening and that it is not too late to do something to protect the grass. Just put a covering to protect the grass, even if you are going to put heavy duty equipment on it. And that's just what we want to say about maintaining the grass. The grass is the most important part of the football pitch, the grass on that pitch. And we hope that the National Sports Commission and the federal government will do a lot more than they're doing at the moment. Well, gentlemen, let's go on a quick break. When we come back from the break, we'll look at the CAF Champions League games played over the weekend. We'll look at the Globe Premier League starting in a couple of days if things go according to plan. And then, of course, we'll talk about the girls. Our under 17 girls, they went to Ghana. They saw, they conquered. We'll talk about all of this and more when we return.